What radio? The music you want.
With your host, Keys Dan.
Want to do the monkey with me?
RadioWhat.com. What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, yeah, DJLittleRock.com. You can get a free price quote and check availability right there. I'll send you all the tools you need to make your event great. Yeah, let's make your event great again. Coming up today on the program, Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood. Hollywood? Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people using that moniker. And I saw him on the Instagram. He seemed kind of cool. And I think I want to know more about Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood. Let's find out a little bit more together right here on the What Makes You Famous podcast. Let's see. The shows this week. Yes, here in Conway, Arkansas on Friday. I will be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. That is on the 19th. That's the regular Friday night show. Starts at 8 p.m. It's a video dance party, karaoke jam. They got the full bar. They got the kitchen. They got the pool tournament. Yeah, if you want to make some money on a Friday night while you're hanging out at the Rab, singing, dancing, might as well get in that pool tournament. Check it out. Find out more hanging out there at the Rab Friday night in Conway, Arkansas. And of course, the video dance party karaoke jam with me. You're the star of the show on Friday nights at the Rab. And then Saturday night, more video dance party karaoke jam, but a different location. I'll be at the Choctaw VFW. They got the big room. Yeah, they got the stage. Oh, yeah, the stage is yours. All the world's a stage, and you're on it. Hanging out at the Choctaw VFW. They got the drinks flowing, and the karaoke, and the dancing going. Yes, right there at the Choctaw VFW. That starts at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. Come visit with me. Do it. Choctaw VFW. All right, let's talk to Deven Powers. Let's get him on the phone. Calling Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood, now.
Hey, what's going on?
Deven Powers, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Hollywood?
Yes, sir. This is him on the line right now.
Oh, very good. This is Keys Dan with the What Makes You Famous podcast. How's your day, my man?
Hey. Oh, man, my day is going good, man. My day is going good. How's your day going?
Oh, my goodness. Once again, as usual, driving all over this great state of mine. I put about 200 more miles on the vehicle. It seems to be what I do, my lease in life on the weekdays, at least for sure. So, all right, Mr. Hollywood, and I know I'm calling you Mr. Hollywood. I've heard that moniker before, and there seems to be a lot of background. Is there a lot of Hollywood going on around you, Deven Powers?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, I have a movie coming out November the 9th, 2019 at LA Live Regional Cinemas. I also have another movie coming out called Gunshot. And, you know, the Tuskegee 2020 movie is coming straight to DVD and Walmart stores. You guys can pick that up during February, Black History Month, and it's going to be pretty good. You guys, man, I'm out here in Hollywood, and we're just making movies, and we're making things happen.
Well, we got some time, Deven Powers. You're shooting a lot of stuff at me. I'm not sure where to begin, but let's do this. I found you on Instagram. You seem like a pretty cool dude. You seem like somebody very interesting. You have a laundry list of things on your Instagram. Let's start at the top of the list. Mr. Hollywood.
Okay.
I've heard this moniker before. I've talked to people that use this moniker. What makes you Mr. Hollywood? How did you get that?
Okay, how did I get the name Mr. Hollywood? Well, you see, I'm the official Mr. Hollywood, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually host the Film Fest Los Angeles November the 9th, 2019. I hosted it last year, and now I'm hosting it this year. I'm also the LA Live Film Festival host, and along with Women in Film. But what makes me Mr. Hollywood is the fact that I actually got it when I first started acting, which was about a couple of years ago, in this play called Silent Tears, which I happened to star in. And I moved the entire crowd, and they began to cry. And then after that, they said, "Man, dude, you have the Hollywood flair." The fans were very interested in that, and they said, "Hey, man, you're the official Mr. Hollywood." So it kind of came from a play, and it came from just the people saying that I can act really, really well.
I like that. I like that a lot. So how old a man are you, Mr. Deven Powers?
Well, how old of a man? Well, I am 36 in dog years.
I'm not even sure what that means. Oof. When did you graduate high school?
Well, I graduated back in 2001. Class of 2001, you guys. Shout out to everybody that graduated that year. I'm a 2000 boy. I came up.
So you're in LA. Have you always been in LA, Deven Powers?
Well, I'm originally from San Bernardino. No, by way of Arkansas. I was actually from Arkansas, but
wait a minute. Repeat that again, because you cut out for a second. What happened to Arkansas?
I'm actually originally from Camden, Arkansas.
Camden? That's where Neo's from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Except Neo never claims that he's from Arkansas. He always says he's from Vegas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's no wow. You'll see it on his Wikipedia and probably on his IMDb. I think I've seen it there before. It says Camden, Arkansas, but he always claims he's from Vegas. And I'm glad you said it, man. You come from Camden, Arkansas? You were born there?
Yes. Actually, I was born in San Bernardino, California, but I was raised back and forth between Camden, Arkansas, and
how did that happen?
A smaller. Because my dad, he owned a couple of houses in Arkansas, and we would travel back and forth for just to live, And he would come from Arkansas to California, summer times and throughout the year. And, it just kind of was one of those things where...
So, Deven Powers, your dad's from Arkansas?
Can you hear me?
There you go. Deven Powers, your dad's from Arkansas?
Yes, my dad and my mom is from Arkansas. They're both from Camden, Arkansas.
Wow. All right. Well, that's only about an hour away from me. I do a lot of weddings and parties down there in Camden. It's not a bad place. It's kind of a small town, though, right?
Is it small? We're actually in the woods. It's really, really green.
Yep.
Smells good. The water's fresh. Everybody's pretty friendly. Arkansas is it's the place. It's the place if you want to relax and raise a family. But I'm going to tell you right now, go Razorbacks.
And a whoop pig suey to you, sir. No, I come from Miami, so I know about the ocean. I come from the Florida Keys, which is where Keys Dan came from, and so I know about the ocean and the blue. And you're over there in L.A. and you know the ocean over there and the blue. And when you go to Arkansas, it turns green. Your world turns from blue to green. So you get
absolutely. It's very, very green.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's green. It's green to the point to where it's like all forest, and it smells like pine cones out there. And you see all types of nature. You see squirrels. You see snakes. You see turtles. You see everything, man. I mean, you're walking through the woods, and you're seeing like everything just all around you, and then mosquitoes as well. I love Arkansas, man. I mean, it's pure nature, man. Like it's nothing like it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
All right. Well, a lot of people that listen to this podcast are from Arkansas, so they're going to appreciate you saying that, Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Sir. So you don't remember. I mean, you don't forget some of your roots. So San Bernardino and Camden, Arkansas. That's where the young Deven Powers found his way. Where did you go to school then?
Well, I went to school. I went to elementary school. It's a smaller town called Meade Valley, California. Oh. And I went to school out there, and I went to high school in Moreno Valley. So I was somewhat of a traveler. We would go back and forth between that, and learning at home as well, between Arkansas and California. So we did a lot of moving, a lot of going back and forth. But I feel like, my roots, it's in Arkansas.
So
it's from my earliest memories is being out in the woods, and remember turning on the lights and looking outside the window and seeing nothing but just pure darkness and just all eyes of the animals and the creatures staring at you. Like, those are my earlier memories of growing up in Arkansas, being a younger kid.
So why all the moving? Was Dad into something that he had to move, or Mom, or?
My dad moved, because my dad was kind of like one of those guys where he just didn't like being in the same place for too long. I guess he kind of got bored and he going to leave, and he would leave. So it made it easy for him to do that because he had a house out in California that he owned, and then he had homes in Arkansas that he also owned. So it was one of those things where he could just do it.
Well,
anytime he wanted to do it, he could just get up and he could just go.
Yeah,
so,
well, that gives you a little extra taste of the country and this country of ours. Have you lived anywhere else besides Arkansas and California?
In Arizona a long time ago.
What?
I got a story about Arizona.
Hit me.
I actually, at a younger age, I moved out to Arizona when I was about 19 years old. I wound up getting in trouble with the law, and wound up having to do a stint in prison.
What?
And during my stay in prison out there,
yes,
I discovered who I was and what my purpose was, and I realized, I loved acting, and that's actually where my name Deven Powers came from, because people would say, "Man, you have a powerful presence about yourself." And it just kind of stuck.
I like that, Deven Powers. Okay, now this is a very delicate way of asking things. What did they accuse you of? Because you never say what did you do? No, you say what did they accuse you of, Deven Powers?
Well, I haven't always been Mr. Hollywood. Way back in a past life, back when.
Right.
Mr. Hollywood was accused of armed robbery and actually, aggravated assault. It was back when I was 19. It was about I'm gonna say about 18 years ago. It was a long time, and I wound up spending about almost 10 years of my life for doing it. But in the process of me going through my rehabilitation, I established a relationship with God. I realized I learned right from wrong. I made my amends with the people that I harmed, that I've actually hurt emotionally, and I became that better person. And I just want to be that success story for people that messed around and did some stupid stuff when they were younger, and then, after they get out of incarceration, they show to the world that they can actually become something bigger and better than what they were accused of. There's no shame in my game. I'm accountable. I made my mistakes. I'm not perfect, but I've learned, and now I know what I'm supposed to do. I know my purpose, and that is to be a service to others, and that is to just make people laugh and make people feel good. So don't let the past, whoever's listening right now, detour you or stop you from becoming who you want to be, because it's just a lesson in life that you have to learn. And it's just a lesson that I learned. And if I could give some more advice to people out there that are out there breaking the law and doing horrible things, just look at it like this, man. Put yourself in that other person's shoes, and it's not worth it. It's not worth the little $50 or the $100. Not worth so and such amount of years of your life being away from your family, your friends, your loved ones, your career, such and such and such. So, I don't regret anything in my life, but it was definitely a learning experience, and it's an experience that I do not want to go through ever again, and it's an experience that I would never wish on my worst enemies.
Wow, Deven Powers, you took the words out of my mouth. I said, man, you've had quite a learning experience. Anytime that people think you're making a mistake, it becomes a learning experience. Hopefully, the mistake is not so much that you cannot come back from it. But certainly, this is a learning experience that you've had, and it becomes a part of your life. In your arsenal, you have this experience in the background, and as an actor, you can draw on that experience. So,
absolutely.
You say you started acting from a young age. Was that in school, or you say you learned it while you were incarcerated, or shortly after?
Actually, it was a combination of. I've been acting pretty much my whole life. When I was a younger kid, I had videos that I would record with my family members and people in the local neighborhood, and I would, we would do different skits, and I would have my brothers and sisters dressed up like police officers, and there would be bad guys with the drugs, and the police officers would bust the bad guys that have the drugs and all of that type of stuff. So I was on the director's angle at the same time, but I was also an actor. I think I got my acting at an early age from just being in class, clowning around, and being drawn. Because in class, a lot of people seem to just have been drawn to my personality because I was so outgoing, and I guess the people would say I was very charismatic, and I had the ability to just draw people in. So later on in life, I became I met a lady by the name of Sharon Lewis, who happened to be a film or a theatrical director for the NAACP. Cool. And she's seen my pictures, and then she said, "Hey, would you be willing to come out and play this part for me?" So I played this guy by the name of Brian, who happened to be the son of a guy who killed is the son of a man who abused his mother and killed his mother. Now he's doing life in prison. So it shows basically how domestic violence reciprocates the cycle, even in the children, now basically how the children are affected by how their parents' actions are. So I grew up as a younger kid in the film thinking that it was okay to abuse women. Ooh. So I was able to play that bad guy role in that film because of the experiences that I've seen and I witnessed while I was incarcerated. So it was nothing for me to become both the bad guy and the good guy.
Yeah. So, and that's what an actor does. They draw on their experiences. They draw on somebody else's experience, but I imagine it's easier to draw from your own experiences. Now, when you were in school, did you get to do any drama? Did you do any plays in school? Now, you say you had your friends with the video camera.
Yes, I had my friends with the video camera. I was more or less of a writer. I wrote my own things when I was younger. I had people in the neighborhood. I was in one play when I was a younger kid. It was a dinosaur play, but it just didn't really, as a younger kid, it was one of those things where I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do, but I actually, I got a backstory for you. I'm a son of a pastor's son.
Dig it.
Okay, and my mother was a great gospel singer. So at the age of 13, I was given my very first drum set by the legendary Gap Band, and I was also becoming California's state drummer. Became one of the top drummers in the state of California.
So you learned how to drum from the Gap Band?
Yeah, pretty much the Gap Band, because the Gap Band's father used to have a church, and he kind of likened to me. And I became really close with them, and they kind of took me under their wing. And in them doing so, they gave me my very first drum set.
And then from my very first drum set. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yes. Deven Powers, you've chewed some dirt with some of the greats, man. I still DJ parties for every week, and I think I play Burn Rubber and the party all the time, man. I play that constantly. Got to get out the funk. So would you consider yourself a funky drummer?
I consider myself a funky drummer, a rock drummer, a country drummer, a pop drummer. I love to play the drums. I just love music in general. Music from all genres. I'm very versatile when it comes to that.
Now, did you do that when you were in school? Were you drumming in the marching band or something?
Yes, I was in the marching band when I was, I started playing in the marching band when I was 14, 15 years old. And actually our school that I went to was one of the better schools in the state of California. So we actually had won state championships, and our percussion department was one of the best percussion departments in the entire state.
Ah, believe that. So how many drummers were in this drum line?
I'm going to say probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We probably had about 10 really good drummers. Yeah. We had our snare drummers. We had our guys playing the quads. We had the guys playing the big tom-tom drums. We had one of the most interesting drumming crews in the state of California back then. Everybody at our school, the drummers seemed to play in the church. So we had a cool spiritual background, and then we had a coach whose name was Dr. Lindsay, they called him. He brought in a lot of music from like Spain, a lot of music from all over the world and all over the country. And bad boy, this boy was, he was one of the baddest percussionists, musicians, this part of California, this part of the Mississippi, man, this west of the Mississippi, actually. So, I grew up in music. I would like to say I pretty much grew up in the arts because that's what I was always passionate and I was always really good at.
Yeah, that's tight, Deven
music.
Powers. Man,
Yes,
see,
sir.
you got some facets behind you. There's more to you than that makes you
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Hollywood, Deven Powers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
drum. Yes.
Mhm.
Continue.
And I'm gonna say I pretty much going back to music. I say at the age of 3 years ago, I put out a music video called. But at the time, I was going by the name of Skater D, and the name of the video was Rick James, and it went viral. So one day I was turning on the TV, man, and I turned on the TV, Revolt TV, VH1, MTV, and my video was playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, my song is on the video, it's on cable TV.
Dude.
So I get calls from all around the freaking country, and they're like, yo, dude, your freaking music video's on TV.
That is so cool.
After that, man, it was just, I had got a call from NBC, and once I got that call from NBC, I looked up and I was hosting. I became a NBC News radio host from there.
Man, that's cool.
That's how I got my start on radio.
And this is all in California.
And now TV. All in California.
Man, that's the place to
now,
be. I mean, I know I could do this podcast from anywhere. I'm here in the middle of Conway, Arkansas, right in central Arkansas. And I could do it from anywhere using this fine tool we call the internet and the telephone.
Yes.
And I'm talking to Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood, all the way out there in L.A. And say, preach, son of a preacher man. And okay, that's what kept your dad moving around then. He had some different, did he have some churches that he was involved in? That he was able to go back and forth?
Yes, my dad was actually a pastor out in Los Angeles, and he was also a pastor out in the San Bernardino area. He pastored for over 30 years.
That's excellent.
And yes, my dad was he was a musician as well. He played the guitar, and my mom, of course, she was a great gospel singer.
Yeah.
A great enough gospel singer to where some people were really interested in signing her as an artist. Way back when, I mean, don't mean to quote it, but you have some of the bigger names that were interested in signing her, but she chose gospel music instead.
Yeah,
she stayed down with her roots, and she didn't choose to make the worldly music.
You better believe that you got to go with your love. You got to go with what you want.
Yeah.
And if Mom said that was her calling, that's where she needed to be. Yes.
Yes.
And Dad played guitar. I fully believe that music is in the blood. And here it is, Deven Powers. It's in your blood. Now, you play drums. Yes. Do you play any other instruments, or is percussion your mainstay?
I can play a little bit of the piano. I do a little bit of singing. Of course, I do a little bit of rapping.
Yeah.
I'm primarily hosting now. I want you guys to be on the lookout for the Mr. Hollywood television show coming out later on this month on AT&T Uverse out in Los Angeles, Channel 99, and Charter Spectrum, Channel 32.
Yeah.
You guys, also want you guys to be on the lookout for another season of Worldwide Mix Television, where I'm going to be bringing you guys the top celebrities around the country and around the world.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm
looking got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm looking at your Instagram. Your main Instagram is Deven Powers with the underscore at the end, but that tells people all the other places to go. What's the Mr. Hollywood TV show? What's that all about?
Well, the Mr. Hollywood TV show is this. What I do is I go out and I interview on the red carpets, not only on the red carpets out in Hollywood, but I bring them back to the television studio, and we interview them, directors, a lot of famous actors, a lot of famous entertainers, and we talk about movies. We review movies. We talk about entertainment. We talk about what's going on in Hollywood. We talk about a little bit of everything. So you guys stay tuned, man. You guys never know who you're going to see on the Mr. Hollywood TV show. Be on the lookout for that Kawhi Leonard interview coming soon, you guys.
Kawhi Leonard.
Along with, yes, sir. Be on the lookout for that interview, along with several famous comedians and so many favorite famous entertainers from all around the world, man. So you guys tap in. You guys enjoy the Mr. Hollywood television show. But right now, I'm here on what makes you famous. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate you for having me, man.
Man, Deven Powers, I knew you were going to be a big ball of energy, because I see you all over my Instagram feed, and now I've put a big like on your Facebook feed, and I have your your YouTube feed as well, man. You've got some videos
Okay.
popping up on YouTube, so I've subscribed on that one. But
Okay.
moving down the line on your Instagram, what is Big House LA? What is that?
Oh, okay. Big House LA is the biggest movie company in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. What we do is we host over 24 film festivals around the world. We do it from Los Angeles all the way to France, all the way to Italy, to Brazil. So what I happen to do is I happen to be the host for the Los Angeles Film Festival in LA, and along with Women in Film and multiple other platforms with Big House LA. So shout out to those boys, man. What we do is we get movies discovered, man. We're out here in Hollywood, and we get people's films pretty much picked up on Netflix. We get them picked up on Amazon Prime. We get them even picked up in the theaters. So we have investors that come out here to these film festivals, and they're looking to invest in some really great films. And what we do is we're responsible for that. So I happen to be the red carpet host.
Yeah.
And, we bring out the stars. And the stars know, when November comes around out here in Los Angeles, they know that Big House LA Promotions and the LA Live and Film Fest LA is the number one spot that you want to be at. You either be there or you be square if you're in Hollywood or you're in the LA area.
Yeah. Deven Powers, man, being on the red carpet is so exciting. It's so full of energy. I know in Miami, when I was on the radio, that we used to be able to get on the red carpet from time to time at some of the Miami festivals, and just you could feel it. Especially, you got these actors or these musicians just scooting down the aisle, and they really don't have a lot of time to talk to you, but if they do recognize you from being in your studio, like you say, your television studio, for example, or my radio studio, I've had some people sitting across from me, and then they see you again on the red carpet, they recognize you, and you get a little one-on-one with them. So you're out there with a video record. I'm guessing you're doing video on the red carpet, or are you doing audio on the red carpet?
I'm doing actually a little bit of both, man. And I want to give you a personal invite to come out here, man, and work this red carpet, man, and get your interviews on and let people know why they're famous, that are there at the film festival, man. You're more than welcome. Your invite is there for the your tickets are ready to come out Saturday, November the 9th, man, and come out here and work the LA Live Film Festival with your boy, Mr. Hollywood, man.
I appreciate that so much, and I just might take you up on that, man. It's been so long since I've worked a red carpet. I mean, our red carpets are maybe a little not maybe less red here in Arkansas. We do have our share of famous people that come through here from time to time, and movies do get made in Arkansas. There is quite a lot of greenery, so we do have a good film production company and quite a few actors through here. So moving down the line, what is My LA Live? Tell me about that.
Oh, okay. My LA Live is where the film festival was taking place, which is one of the biggest event venues in the world. It happens to be right there by Staples Center, and all the stars. Shaquille O'Neal has a nightclub right there at My LA Live. So you pretty much have all the biggest films that are going to be coming out in 2020. They come out to the film festivals first, man. They come out there to the LA Live Film Festival, and they're showing their broadcast. People that are going to be blowing these movies up. So, that's what My LA Live is an event venue that showcase so much talent, man. All the big names in Hollywood come through there.
All right. You might be a little young for this. You mentioned Shaq. I was in Orlando in '94 when Shaq was still on the Magic.
Okay.
But he had an album out where he was rapping, somewhat like you. And I remember the song was, I Know I Got Skills. I Know I Got Skills.
Oh, I remember that song by Shaq.
All I remember was the hook. And I remember I was working at a club, and he came through, and all you saw, there's 1,000 kids in front of me, and all you see is this head coming through this crowd of people. It's a head, a bald head, a brown head, just coming at me. And he says,
a big head.
Yes. He says, let me get that mic. And he rapped his song using my mic. I know I got skills. I know I got skills. Oh, man. Shaq. My brush with the big one, the Shaq
The
attack.
big one.
Oh my
The
goodness.
big Aristotle. Shaquille O'Neal.
You better believe it, man. That guy he's huge. And big personality, big person, but big personality.
Yeah.
And I love the man. He's a goodie. Deven Powers.
522 shoot.
Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood out there doing it, man. Just living the dream. Now,
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of people go to Hollywood and they don't know where to start, man. How did you get started? What was your first brush? Where'd you apply?
Okay, let me tell you what happened, man. Actually, man, I'm fortunate and favored, man. I have a friend of mine was now a current friend of mine. He was going through some pictures on the internet. He came across my picture, and he said he was actually casting for a part in this film called Painting the Town Red. I'm no longer in the film anymore, but it's what got me out there. And I was playing a part for the guy in the film, and in the process of me auditioning and getting the part or whatever the case may be, I get a call from Dash Radio. I'm living in the Hollywood area at the time. I go down there and they're looking, it was a show at the time called The Caliente Show, and they were looking for a host.
The
So I came down to the
You speak
Caliente
Spanish?
Show. Muy caliente, nah. There's a little bit poquito español.
I know just enough Spanish to work on a bilingual radio station down in Miami.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm
nice,
half
nice.
Cuban and half Irish. So I know half
man.
Spanish.
You know, half Spanish, half Cuban, half Irish.
It's all right. So this is how you get in. My Caliente. Go ahead.
Yes. I got in through the Caliente Show, and I started hosting there. And then so a guy seen me on the Caliente Show, seen me on the radio station over there. He happened to give me a call, or he hit me up on Instagram and said, "Hey man, would you like to come down to the show, man? We want to interview you and have you talk about your project, the Caliente Show, and what you got going on." So I had wound up getting a personal invite from him to attend the Caliente attend his show. I attended the show. I wound up going to the film festival. The rest is history. I turn around and I look up, and next thing you know, I'm the host for the event.
Yeah.
They sent me a badge, Mr. Hollywood, and all types of stuff. And he says, "Yep, you're the host now." So ever since last year, that's how I got to this position to be the host. And then this year, they offered me. They said, "Hey man, would you like your video? I understand you got movies. You make movies, and you're into films and things like that." And they just gave me a full-fledged platform to play my movie up there, Tuskegee 2020 and Gunshot, coming Saturday, November the 9th.
That
So
is
it was just one of those
exactly.
things that just kind of, it's like destiny, man. I feel like just my purpose is fulfilled. Like I just walked into something and I didn't even expect to walk into it. It just kind of happened.
You did the work, man. It might be serendipity that somebody found your picture and liked the way you look and said, "Hey, try out for this movie." Now, from what I understand, from what you said, you ended up on the cutting room floor on that one.
Yes, it didn't pan out the right way, the way that I wanted it to pan out. But if it wasn't for me getting called, I would have never got that Dash Radio.
Right.
I would have never been in the Los Angeles area to even get the name, to even be considered to actually be the official Mr. Hollywood. And then from there, I became that.
And what year
from,
was that?
The Dash Radio. That was actually, I'm going to say last year when I actually really... Last year.
So this is all coming together over the last year.
Over the last year, yep.
Things are just moving up and up and up. That is excellent,
my gosh.
Deven Powers.
Ooh,
so exciting,
man.
Are you still doing any of the drumming? Go ahead.
Oh yes, I still drum. I still play the drums, man. I still play. I haven't played in quite some time, but I mean, every time that I go back to Arkansas and I go to my mother's church, I'm pretty much forced to play because my mom, she's not gonna have me not play if she plans on singing.
Oh, you
She's
better believe it.
Boy, you better get on the drums because I'm gonna sing.
Wait, so
I'm like, all right, Mom, I'm gonna get on the drums.
So mom and dad are still in Camden?
Actually, my dad had actually passed away last year. He was 87. My mom and my dad were together for 52 years.
God bless.
But my mom is still out there, and she's still strong as ever, singing. And I'm there to help assist her. See, because I come from a really big family, man. I'm like the 10th of 14 with my mom and my dad. They had a huge family.
Do you even know all the other kids in your family?
Yes, I do. We're actually all pretty. It's crazy that we're all pretty close, and my mom and dad, they all had all their kids together by the same person. So I was pretty fortunate to have brothers and sisters that are all born by the same mother and father. And what's crazy about that is everyone in my family either sings or they play an instrument.
What?
So music for me is pretty much, it's just in my DNA. Entertainment is in my DNA, you know?
Do you think that was what your mom and dad were trying to do, was get together their own Jackson 5, their own little powers?
I think that they were. I think so. I think that my mom and my dad, I think either that or they were just trying to repopulate the earth. But
possibly. Be fruitful and multiply. I think I read that somewhere.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Absolutely.
All right.
Well, you know, the multiplying part, they got that right.
So tell me about the brothers and sisters, man. What are they up to? Are they still in Arkansas?
Okay, my brother, my brother Dallas happens to be a piano player. He plays the piano. When he actually became California state piano player when he was, sorry about that, when he was about 14 and 15 years old. My brothers, I have brothers, they range from 52 all the way down to 30.
And you're the youngest.
So, you know, I'm basically the youngest. I'm one of the babies.
Oh,
I'm one of the babies in the bunch.
So you got all the hand-me-downs.
Yeah, I got all the hand-me-downs, man. See, look, my brother Dallas, his name is Dallas, Texas, right? He took all the height. You know, he was born in Texas, so, you know, everything in Texas is really, really big.
Yes, I
agree.
agree.
I happen to get the short end of the stick, you know, with the height or whatever. I mean, I happen to be 5'9", you know, but he happens to be almost 6'9".
Hey,
you know?
5'9" respectable. I think right? I'm 5'11". My brother's 6'4". So yeah, and he's my little brother, my little baby brother, and he got bigger than me, so I couldn't beat up on him anymore.
See, as long as you're taller than the majority of the women, then you've got it made.
You got it made. Well, and plus, the best actors, from what I understand, are just about that height, man. I think Tom Cruise and Pacino and Dustin Hoffman, they're all that height, man.
All of them. Everyone that I've noticed, and they're about 5'9". Some of them are even shorter.
I think they fit on the screen.
Yes, they are. You're right. All of the best actors are little, and I was like tripping out, like why? See, it's like okay, growing up as a kid, I wanted to play in the NBA. I wanted to be a basketball player, but for some reason that just didn't pan out. So I chose the next best thing, which happens to be acting. You know,
now you can act like a basketball player.
Oh yes, I can.
Say, I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl that looked good. I would call her.
Skee-Lo, shout out.
Oh yes. Shout out to Skee-Lo, man. I mean, it's crazy that you said that because I'm a very, very big hip hop fan, by the way. So you know, I love hip hop music, but you know, I really realize, you know, that my calling. You know, I'm going out here to be the next Denzel, man. To do what the Will Smith has done, being able to drop an album along with a movie. So this is what you guys are going to be getting from Mr. Hollywood, Deven Powers, in the next coming years, you guys.
So you might be the next Aladdin after Will Smith.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, man, I'm going to be the next. Going to be the next Aladdin.
I gotta ask, man, what do you think of Aladdin, Will Smith?
Well, I think he did a great job. Great job. Actually, he impressed me. At first I was a little skeptical because I'm like, Will Smith is an Aladdin. I was like, because, you know, Robin Williams, you know, he did it. And it was kind of like, now that Robin Williams isn't here, it's kind of like, well, you know, it's going to be hard to top that. Because, man, shout out to Robin Williams, man, and rest in peace, because he's one of the greatest actors of our generation.
And I think he was kind of little, too.
He was a little guy. Yeah, he was short. He was like 5'8", 5'9". He was my height.
But Will Smith, man, he's got that big personality. I mean, especially, I mean, you saw him in Independence Day, and when he was beating up on that alien, said, you know, you heard him, and you could just imagine him being. I haven't seen Aladdin, but I can imagine him being Aladdin. I know he can do it.
Oh yes, I know he can do it. See, he's such a versatile character, man. I mean, it was at first. I'm not gonna lie. When Will Smith first came out, I was sort of skeptical about how good of an actor he was going to be because, you know, people were so used to him just doing comedy with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't know how serious he was going to be taken, but when he came out with Independence Day '84, man, he changed my whole perception of just him being a comic actor and being somebody that you can actually take serious, you know. From that, then he dropped Men in Black, and then Hitch, and then so on and so on. You know, the rest is history with him. He became that I am legend, you know? So I respect Will Smith, and I respect his craft and what he's doing for the industry, what he's doing for acting in general, along with a lot of the greats that I grew up watching.
All
you know,
right, Deven
everybody from
Powers,
Keanu
people
Reeves
you admire. Go.
yes, man, Tom Cruise, man, Brad Pitt. I mean, the list goes on and on. Of course, Samuel Jackson. Quentin Tarantino. I love his films. Man, the list goes on and on with the actors, man. There's so many of them that I cannot name, I'll be here all day.
All day
you know
long.
what I mean? But there are certain ones that particularly stood out to me, and people that I actually study, and I mirror my acting style after.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, Sidney Poitier and Denzel, those are my favorites, just, you know, because, you know, I feel like me and Denzel had a similar upbringing, growing up in church, you know what I'm saying? Just being, you know, kind of have a similar type of upbringing and kind of a similar kind of look. So I would have to say that I really grew up, like, you know, him as one of my favorites. But, of course, there's so many others in the industry. You know, I just can't just, you know, so many great actors, man, in this industry that deserve
people tell you that you look like Denzel?
Well, people say that my presence and my image is somewhat is like Denzel, and my personality and my acting skills, because he's able to transition and be serious, very, very serious, and be taken serious, but he's also got a certain type of draw, you know, and the people say on the big screen that I have that magnetism or that magnetic pull to where people are just drawn to me and drawn to the characters that I portray. So basically the next leading man, I'm the leading man that can actually do the movies and really pack out a house.
Yeah.
What you're going to see at this film festival this year. So shout out to everybody that's going to be there, all the movies that's going to be premiering, all the people that are coming out to come support this Tuskegee 2020 movement, along with the movies that we got coming out in the near future, the straight to DVD releases in Walmart, the Netflix movies, the Hulu, the Amazon Prime movies, all of that, man. I want to thank everybody, man, for their support, and everybody that wants to be a part of this film festival. And like I said, if you guys want to come to that film festival this year, be sure to DM me on @DevenPowers_, and I'll get you guys some tickets, man. You know, you might see me and my boy right here, man, what makes you famous, on that red carpet doing our thing, man. So you guys are more than welcome to come out here and show some support. You know, we support you, because without you guys, people like us, we're nobody. Without you guys, man, being there to support us.
Yeah, make sure you slide into Deven Powers _ slide into his DMs on Instagram for sure.
Be sure you guys to type that in. This is Deven. It's DEV with an EN, Powers, POWERS _ Mr. Hollywood. So you guys, man, check into that, and I'll be sure, man, to make for sure that you guys get the best treatment possible if you guys are able to come out there to that film festival.
Man, so you're talking. So Deven Powers, you're talking about being in front of the camera and behind the camera and writing.
Yes.
So what?
Yes.
What's your favorite facet? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself?
Well, I see myself as a director, of course, and as an actual actor in front of the camera. I mean, I'm more of an actor in front of the camera, of course. I'm the guy in front of it, but at the same time, my name, I'm going to have my name on a lot of different things. Coming up, I mean, it's hard to say because I love to write. I mean, I co-wrote Tuskegee 2020 with a buddy of mine named Daniel, and also wrote Gunshot and a lot of other movies that's coming out, you guys. A lot of pretty good, interesting movies.
And Gunshot. Now, are these movies that are going to be at that film festival?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tuskegee 2020 and Gunshot. Those are two movies that are coming out, and we got some more coming out in 2020 as well, but those are just going to be the two notable ones that we're running with for right now.
Now, Tuskegee 2020, is that about the airmen?
Something similar. Okay, let me tell you what Tuskegee 2020 is about.
Yeah.
Okay, Tuskegee 2020 is about a guy who looks for his brother. Okay, his brother was a junkie. He was a drug kid. He was on the streets. And he came up missing. He was wondering, like, yo, where's my brother at? Normally he would hit me up by now. It's been like 2 months for drug money, for money or something, because I used to always help him out in the system. You know what I mean? And so in the process of me looking for him, I would go up to the officials, and the officials would act really strange and really weird. And I'm like, you guys know what's going on here. I can sense it. Like, you guys are acting strange. So in the process of me looking for my brother, I get kidnapped in the movie. And guess who I find in captivity?
Who you find?
My brother.
Yeah.
And so in the process of us being in captivity, they run tests on us. They run tests on me. They run tests on him. They run tests on other people as well. And for some reason, me and my brother managed to escape, or we think we escaped. But in the process of us escaping, we were bugged and we were chipped. So they go there and they follow our progression on how the things have evolved inside of us for over 15 years. The whole time we're being followed. From time to time they would abduct us. And I'm telling the people, these motherfuckers, they're abducting us, they're chasing us, they're following me, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. They think I'm nuts. But the whole time, I'm not. So you guys have to really stay tuned to come see the movie to see what the rest of it is all about. I'm telling you, it's one of those movies, man, that'll make you think. What's really happening to all these missing homeless people that's coming up missing?
Yeah, make sure that you put, as soon as this podcast is over, you put Tuskegee 2020 in your Google and look for the Tuskegee 2020 sizzle reel. I'm kind of watching it in the background when I'm listening to you talk, and at the end it says Saw. The movie Saw meets Get Out. That's pretty high praise. That's what you think you're having some kind of a social commentary using this movie.
Yes.
I like that, man.
See, the guy that's talking, his name is Dr. Richardson. He's doing files, he's doing case studies on different people. What he's doing is he's seeing people that he can pretty much, what they're attempting to do here is create sleeper cells, basically mind control agents, people that he wants to see if he's able to reprogram a certain group of people to do certain things that he wants them to do. So in the process of him reprogramming me, he beats me up. He beats me down. He breaks me down. He locks me in a room for days, for months, for weeks at a time. He basically crushes my persona, like the person that I was. But for some reason, he can't break me. I keep coming back. He can't gain that mind control. So basically, what he wants to do, he wants to see if he can reprogram me to see if I'm able to kill my brother, in a sense. But whether he successfully succeeds or not, you guys have to sit back and you guys have to watch the film. That's just, that's summing up a lot of the film in a nutshell, but there's way more elements to it. You guys just have to see this film.
Oh, Deven Powers.
You're going to love it.
It looks like a movie that's not for the faint of heart. I mean, I'm looking at the blurb. It says a man attempts to find his brother and keeps his sanity as a scientist tries to utilize torture as a means of mind control, intent on proving his theory by getting the man to kill his brother. Ooh, that sounds dark, man. Wow,
it is. It's a thriller. And the thing is, that was just the sizzle reel. I mean, the official movie trailer is coming out. It happens to be shot by an award-winning director. Her name is Neosha Bean. Yes. And, it's going to be a lot darker than what you guys see right there. That was just the skim of the surface on what you guys were actually looking at right there. What you guys are really going to see is some great 4K shooting on this film with some phenomenal directors, man. Very, very written pretty well. By the Dr. Richardson, happens to be Dr. Daniel, my boy Daniel Shorts. I sometimes butcher his name. I butcher it from time to time, but he knows who I'm talking about.
He knows who you're talking about.
He knows. So shout out to him. Also, you guys, I want you guys to be on the lookout for that September edition of the Boss Man magazine. Who I happen to be the cover model for that issue.
Come on, he's
you
the
guys
Boss
will be able
Man.
to. Yes, the Boss Man magazine, you guys, the Mr. Hollywood edition. So you guys be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be on that cover, and we're going to be talking about the Tuskegee 2020 and all of that. You guys be on the lookout because the official trailer's coming soon, along with the official cover art. So you guys feel free to share that once that comes out, and tell a friend, and let's go, because you're going to be able to purchase that full-length feature film next year. So at Walmart, exclusively at Walmart, all around the country. So you guys will be able to check that out.
I'm so stoked for you, Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood. Did you go to school to learn how to be an actor, or did you do any of that?
Well, yes, I did a little bit of schooling. I went out to Santa Monica. My acting coach, I don't really remember her name because half of the time, I'm not going to front, I was probably smoking a little bit of weed at the time, a little bit high.
That's what you do in California.
Yeah, that's what we do. It's legal out here. Actually, my coach, Sharon Lewis, it's really pretty much how I got my start. She worked with me time in and time again. She worked with me for hours and hours and hours on end, and we perfected that Silent Tears role, and she got me into character, and that's how I pretty much worked on my acting, along with my current director, the current screenplay writer, who I happen to work with as well, who happens to be my acting coach as well, is Daniel. He's an amazing actor, and I just pretty much worked. It was kind of one of those things that just kind of came natural for me, because I just managed to know how to take on different characters and different personas.
Hey, and you took the time to go and try to do some school to make sure that you were doing it right. And that says a lot about you, Deven Powers. I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
You could have just jumped into it. And a lot of people do on the job training. But you decided, hey, you know what? Let me step back a little bit. In fact, the same kind of deal that I did. I started radio in '86, and I did a little bit of schooling kind of in the college radio there. But then in 2001, I said, you know what? Let me go back and learn some of the new digital stuff that's coming out. And I did.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to do is keep learning what's new.
You know what? You know what it did too? It absolutely shows, because you actually have a phenomenal radio voice, man. You're actually, this interview right here is one of the best interviews that I've ever been on. Well, period.
With a long form interview, it's just a conversation. It's really, anytime you say something that seems interesting to me, I'll go, oh yeah, tell me more about that, because I wanted to know more about your dad and his preaching, and then your mom and her gospel singing. And you haven't even gone through all your brothers and sisters. You got one brother, Dallas. You look up to him, definitely. You got another.
Oh, I definitely look up to him.
You better shout out all the other brothers and sisters, or they're going to be mad at you.
Well, I want to give a special shout out to my friends out here in San Bernardino, California. I want to shout out to Savage Thug Records. My people out here, I want to shout out to my boy Nando, who happens to be CEO of that record label. They call him AO the Grinch. So, I just want to shout out and show support to all the people that are out here, man, that are supporting me and have been supporting me from day one. So you guys be on the lookout for the whole Savage Thug Records entertainment movement. They got a young rapper coming out by the name of they call him Savage KD. I mean, his music is pretty interesting. For him to be 13, for him to be rapping about the things that he's rapping about is actually phenomenal, in my opinion, because he's a young kid, he's coming up, and it was one time I felt like spanking him because some of those lyrics, but overall, I support people that are out there trying to make positive changes and trying to do positive things, So, I look up to people out there that are really just out there just trying to do things that are right.
I tell people, if they're trying to do something, if they like it, somebody else is going to like it. I mean, a lot of people are afraid, well, what if I put this out there and nobody likes it? Do you like it? Is it something you want to hear? Somebody else is going to like it too,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is like this, right? It's 7 billion people on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
If you can just get 1 million fans, faithful 1 million fans to like your music, to show up to your shows, hey, that's enough to pay your bills, and that's enough to not just thinking about paying your bills, but shoot, that's enough to really make it and be successful in the music industry.
That should get you a house in L.A.
I'll get you,
or at least Camden, Arkansas.
Oh yeah, at least. Hey, it'll get you house. It'll get you 2 houses in Camden, Arkansas. Exactly. You're gonna have more than a house. You'll be living in a mansion with 1 million fans, because that 1 million fans will equate to almost 1 million followers on Instagram.
Now, speaking of that,
and also 1 million subscribers, man, and also 1 million likes on Facebook, and even 1 million fans on Twitter, and so on and so on. So shout out to all the fans out there. All this, I call them fans, but I also call them, most importantly, friends and supporters and people that are really supporting the cause. So I look at them as more than just a fan. I look at them as actually people that I respect them bigger than that, because I mean, if it wasn't for them, man, I wouldn't even be notarized. I wouldn't even be recognized, even as the person that I am, if it wasn't for the people, the fans and the supporters and things like that.
Deven
Shout out to all the fans.
Yeah, you got to know the people that came up with you, that were with you since you were nobody, and
knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, exactly, man. Grasshopper, grab the pebble. Okay, I don't know why that came into my head, but kung fu movies they changed my life growing up. But
yes, I love kung fu movies. I love them. I mean, it's a kung fu movie that I've seen. I don't know. This is random. But I don't know the name of this kung fu movie, but it was a guy it was a soccer movie, and they were like martial artists, and they used to play soccer. Yeah. And for some reason, just random scenes, the guys would have the butt cracks hanging out, like randomly. Like, it was just weird. And it was a really good movie, and I just don't know the name of it, but it's something Brothers, if I'm not mistaken. They're amazing, phenomenal producers. And
you never
dude,
know what's
I'm
going to
telling
touch you. What's going to touch your heart, man? Yeah.
You never know, but it was it had a lot of symbolism to it, man. I mean, these guys are fighting and kicking. They're just using all feet in the movie, just all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. They have like super feet. They're like super soccer players. It's crazy, man. It's one of the most phenomenal movies that I've ever seen. So
I see it.
Shout out to those movie makers, those independent movie makers out there that are actually doing big things all around the world.
I see it now in your future, Devin Powers. Devin Powers, martial arts action star.
Absolutely. How did you know?
Yeah.
How did you know, man?
It's going to happen,
you know?
man.
That's where I'm going with this, man. I'm going to see that next superhero in Hollywood, man. You're going to be saving the world one kick at a time.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard of one punch. You're going to be one kick.
Kick. All those sound effects.
Man, yeah, I don't need a sound department. I got you, Devin Powers.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you can call me at any time of the day, man. I'll be there to do special effects and sound effects and stuff, man.
You know what's funny is I saw a what is it? What's the Teen Titans, where they had to make all their sound effects with their mouths because the world went quiet for some reason. And yes,
man.
they were just like that, man. You could have been in
like
on that Teen
Batman.
Titans. Yes.
Yes, I could have been that. I could have been that Teen Titan.
You could have been that.
Oh man!
All right,
little Batman. Pow, pow, kabow.
Okay, all right. Anybody listening, all the producers, man, you got to find Devin Powers and put him in every movie, every time, everywhere. No.
Yes.
So, all right.
Yes, you guys have to, man. I mean, we're coming up out here in Hollywood, and I'm telling you guys, man, we're getting ready to coming in 2020, man. The movement of this movie industry thing begins. I'm taking over. I'm coming for Hollywood. I'm coming for this industry. I'm coming to really put my name and make my mark in movie history, man. So you guys be on the lookout for all those projects that's coming up for the next 20 to 30 years. You guys are going to get tired of seeing and hearing this name, this face. No, you're not going to get tired of seeing this face.
Get tired of it
you're
all.
You're never going to get tired of all these movies, you guys, because I'm coming out here to entertain you guys, just make people, leave my message and leave my mark behind in my movies. So every movie that I put out has a symbolic message for something that's even bigger and something that's even greater.
Hey,
so you guys,
like the late great Muhammad Ali said, he's pretty. He's oh so pretty.
Oh, he's so pretty.
Oh, so pretty. So yeah, I don't think they're going to get tired of you at all, man. So you have, yeah. I'm actually talking to somebody who has a list of credits. Do you have an IMDb page, I guess?
Absolutely. I mean, I might not be up right now, but I'm in the process of remaking it.
Yeah.
You guys be on the lookout for that episode of the Judge Hatchett show. I happen to be on that show. My IMDb is coming up. Yes, the Judge Hatchett show. A lot of people don't know. A lot of that is acting, but I had a chance to showcase some of my
behind the screen. Behind the screen.
Yes, behind the scenes. I'm going. Okay, I did not steal that face.
Don't tell people that wrestling is fake and court shows are fake. Don't tell people that. It's all real. Everything's real.
Well, put it like this. A lot of the events are real. Now, the people that are in those events might not be, but hey, all right, put it like this, you guys. We'll leave it for the sake of the show. There's a Santa. There's a Tooth Fairy.
Yes, there
is. And judge shows are real.
You got that right. and Devin Powers is not the daddy. No,
he's not the daddy.
Now you see, man, that's crazy. I imagine half of those people are fake. They have to be. There's no
absolutely, man. It's Hollywood. It's all acting, man. It's entertainment. It's here to entertain the people, keep the people entertained, and keep them loving these movies, man. I mean, I love Hollywood. I love entertaining. I love entertaining people, and I just want to see everybody enjoy life, man. And if giving them the chance to smile and giving them a chance to feel better about the life that they're living, then I feel like I'm doing my job. So shout out to everybody, man, that's out there, that's loving this industry, that's supporting us out here, not only in Hollywood, but all those independent filmmakers that are out there in Wyoming, that are out there in Arkansas, that are out there in Tennessee, those independent filmmakers that are out there in New York, all around the country, Utah, Oregon. You don't have to be in Hollywood to make movies, man.
No,
Hollywood is where you're at, and it's what you make of it. So shout out to my hometown of Arkansas, Camden, and everybody that's out there that's being inspired to become that something special, become that next great director, because that person is in that small town, in that country. That next person is there, you know. So everybody, it's not about just being in Hollywood. You make Hollywood.
Well, for sake of keeping your family straight and all together, you've already mentioned Dallas. At least give a shout out to all the other brothers and sisters. So
okay, can I give a shout out? I'm gonna go down the list, man. Shout out to Haris, Melissa, Tracy, Teresa, Adrian, Alvin, Kendrick, Becky, Rebecca, Christina, Christian. Oh, one of my very special close sisters, Melody. Also very special shout out to Tracy, my mom Alzadia, my dad Horace Purefoy, rest in peace, and all my cousins, man, out there, Junior, Fred, Winnie, Shalanda, everybody, y'all. So I want my whole family to know. Oh, even Michael. Can't forget my little brother Michael. Michael, I see you, boy, up there in San Francisco, man. I can't forget you, man. Don't be mad at me. So shout out to all my family members and all the people that have been supported. Also, once again, shout out to my boy Fernando. You know what I'm saying? My boy right here, he has been, he's been there. I'm going to tell you, man, there's been times when I've been on the side of the road with a flat tire.
Yeah.
He was the only person that I could call on. He was there to support me, man, and help my boy out, man. So I want to shout out to him. I want Fernando to shout out what you guys got going on, man. Fernando, real quick. Shout out to the whole Savage Thugs Entertainment, yo. Shout him out, Nando. Get on the radio.
Everybody needs at least one Fernando in their lives, man, to take care of them.
I'm right here, bro. Shout out. Good looking though.
That's excellent.
And shout out to everybody. Shout out to the homie Scary D. He shows us all the rap stuff. Hopefully you guys follow us too.
Well, thank you, Fernando, for having Deven's back. I appreciate that, and he appreciates that.
Oh, he's my boy. He's like he's family to me, bro. He's very humble guy, and that's what it counts to me, bro. Money and all that don't count. Your personality when you come, that's what counts to me. And he's a good people, and that's what I gotta say. He's never changed since day one, so he's family now. So yeah.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much, man. It's Keys Dan.
Well, thank you.
What Makes You Famous podcast. All right. And I guess
you gotta stay up, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
All right.
That was my boy Nando. He's somebody that was close to heart, and
yeah.
I just, showing support, man, for everybody that's there, man. That's everybody that shows love, everybody that's got my back. I support them. I'd give him the shirt off of my back, man.
So we'll run it down. Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood, TV host, movie producer. Yes. Have you produced some movies already?
Absolutely. Tuskegee 2020 is one of the movies, Gunshot, along with this film coming out called Yellow Jackets, coming out next year. A couple of movies that I got that I'm remakes. I'm working on an actual remake for John.
For what?
We're for this film called Johnny Dangerous.
I like Johnny Dangerously, man. That's the one with Michael Keaton?
Yes. And I'm going for the remake, man, to shoot that film.
Bro, that's a comedy. Are you going to keep it comedy?
Yes. I'm going to keep it comedy, but I'm going to keep it serious. Like, I'm going to save the world with a couple of jokes at a time.
Yeah.
I'm also, we're shooting this movie called Lord of the Sword coming up really soon. So I'm just letting you guys know that there's going to be a lot of projects around the summertime. You guys be on the lookout. Will had his summer times. It's my time to have my summer times. So you guys be there. Look out for these great movies that we got coming out. And we're just going to keep bringing them. We're going to keep bringing you that heat.
All right, Deven
bringing you that heat.
Give them all the links, man, to find you.
You guys can follow me at Deven Powers _ on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You guys can also follow me at Mr. Hollywood TV Show on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Also, you guys can follow my other television show, Worldwide Mixed TV, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And go give that Savage Thugs also a click as well. My people out there that's representing the whole Savage Thugs movement, man. Because they're making their music, they're making noise out there in the industry. Coming up out here in Cali. So I love to support younger kids that's out here doing it, and it's better than just being out here on these San Bernardino streets, being out here going to jail and committing crimes. I'd rather see young kids in the studio making music.
All right, Deven Powers.
Yes.
I'm going to put all these links on the show notes and let people know how to get a hold of you. Any last words for the people?
Oh, yes. Look, I want to thank everybody that's tuning into the show. I'm a down south country boy by way of California. Yeah. And I want to thank everybody. I just want to let you guys know that I love you, man. If nobody has ever said that they didn't love you, I love you. And I just want you to just remain positive, man, and just go out there. And if it's just making a person smile by saying something positive about their life, and let them know that you love them and let them know that you care about them, because you never know when you're going to lose that person, or you never know. It's all about just being positive, man, and showing that love to everybody that's out here. It's enough hate in this world, man. Let's make the people smile. Let's make them feel good about life and living, and let them know that they're important. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, man. And God bless, because without him, I am nothing.
Deven Powers out there in Hollywood, Mr. Hollywood, making it happen, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast, man.
Oh, man, I thank you. Shout out to What Makes You Famous. You guys, everybody that's out there that's pushing for you, boy. And I love you guys, man. And the whole What Makes You Famous staff, I love you guys as well, man. You guys are family now. And whenever you're out here, man, in the California area, man, feel free to hit me up, man. And we can go out and maybe, go out for a couple of drinks or so, whether that be root beer or whether that be ice water.
I'm going to make it out to California sometime. Thank you, Deven Powers, for being on the show, man. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, man. You're welcome. You guys have a blessed day, man. You guys enjoy that beautiful weather out there.
Well, there you have it, party people. Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood, Mr. Entertainment, Mr. Red Carpet, Mr. Drum Player, Mr. Son of a Preacher Man, he's got a lot of titles. He's an actor, he's a singer, he's a movie producer. I see a lot of things coming up for this young man. He's going to be in front of the screen, behind the screen. He says we're going to get tired of seeing his face. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think you need to be out there, Deven Powers. Thank you so much for being on the program, telling people your story. And you got people backing you up, man. Fernando's out there. And you got this whole family. My goodness, you got a team of people backing you up, man. Family. You got to stay close to your family, because they're the ones that are probably going to back you up more than anybody else for the rest of your life, man. I mean, you don't get to choose your family, but for the most part, they're the ones that'll back you up. And you got friends out there in California, born in Cali, raised in Camden, Arkansas, and back out in L.A. Man, I think you made the right moves, and you're going places, Deven Powers, Mr. Hollywood. Yeah, that's big, saying that you're the official Mr. Hollywood. But do it, man. Live up to that name. Don't let anybody tell you any different. He's Mr. Hollywood. Thank you so much again for being on the program, Deven Powers. I'll put all the links in the show notes, so check it out, man. Click, click, click. Find out more. And try to get in on that film festival coming up in November. Do that. Well, that's it for this installment of the RadioWhat.com program. The What Makes You Famous program. See, that's how I got the name, RadioWhat.com. So, What Makes You Famous. If you want to tell your story on the What Makes You Famous podcast, I encourage you to give me a call at 501-470-6386 or email info@RadioWhat.com. That's it for me. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.
Radio What, the music you want. Hey guys, this is Shelly G with a fast fact. The first regular TV soap was Dumont TV's A Woman to Remember, which began its run in February 1947. Do you have a fast fact? Share it with us at Interactive Radio, RadioWhat.com.
This is Keys Dan.
And this is Shelly G.
And you're listening to
RadioWhat.com.